beauties. Hi, my pretties. So today, our biggest topic that we're going to talk about today is casting a circle. So this is a little different for me to teach something like this, only because I do it how I want. I don't follow always the traditional, unless it's a heavy ritual, then I'll follow the traditional way of casting a circle. So, but I'm gonna give you different ways of doing it, and you're gonna see this video go back and forth. It's taken a couple days to make this video. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I wanted to make sure this was great and grand, and I really hope you enjoy the ending of it. But let's get started, shall we, ladies? So the biggest question now is, what is casting a circle really mean? What is a circle? What exactly is it, and why do so many people say that you should do some form of it before you do any heavy spelling or even the little things? Well, biggest thing is casting a circle is a protection circle. So let's put it this way, and let's just kind of give it far and wide. So if you've ever seen Supernatural, you'll see that they always put salt around window sills and doorways, or even they'll put a huge circle of salt around them. And then all of a sudden, that entity, that spirit, that demon, it can't get through that barrier once they're inside that barrier, or vice versa. If they're inside that barrier, they can't get out. So think of it that way, okay? It's a protection. It's a ritual. It's a magical barrier that is between you and the mundane world around us. It's how you keep your energy inside when you're working your magic, but it also keeps the negative energy that might be attracted to the type of spell you're going to do. Because, let's face it, we're not all white lighters, but we're not all dark lighters either, and we're not always gray. We're green, we're red, we're purple. So, who's to say what magic will draw entities and not? Maybe the light magic draws in the negative. Maybe the negative energy draws in the lights. You never know. So one thing I always get asked when it comes to casting circles, no matter who it is do you have to do it the traditional ritual way? No, you don't at all. You don't really need anything. And that's what we call the minimal way, the minimalist way. You don't need a dagger. You don't need really holy water. You don't need incense. You don't need dirt. You don't need herbs. You don't need an offering. You don't even need candles. Actually, you don't need anything at all. You just need you and the energy that you are going to give. Now, when I say that is, you can stand, face the north, start in the north, move to the east, move from the east to the south, from the south to the west, back to the north. And all you have to do is raise your hand in a forward direction. Say the words, your words, which we'll talk about that a little bit later. Say your words, not my words, not someone else's words, not the person to the left, not your priestess, not the person that you read online. Your words. Because your words is your energy. We know everything about energy. So another thing to think about casting a circle is, if you all watched Gina's energy shielding, it's kind of like that, if not is that, in a form that you want to control it as. You can picture your energy shield being any color you wish. You can picture your circle line being anything if you're not actually drawing it or having stones laid in or having candles placed all the way around. Who's to say? It's your shield. Own it. Now that's the biggest thing you have to remember. If you don't own it and you don't believe it, you won't manifest it. Manifestation is a huge thing no matter how you do it. Like I said, you don't need anything, but you do need your energy. Some people want to do it on a mental way, mental wavelength. They visually see it in their own mind. where other people prefer it on a physical way. I'm both. Depends on where I am, what I'm doing. If I'm at home creating my tea magic, my brews, my potions, I'm not doing the full ritual. But if I'm conjuring something, or I'm protecting someone, or I'm hexing someone, or if I'm trying to reach someone, I will do the full ritual. Why? Because for me, it makes me feel like it's real. Huh. Did I just say it makes me feel like it's real? Corny, I know. I can visually see it, and I draw the power from what I utilize. That's why I say it that way, okay? And as I see my Lilith coming over here to say, hey. So listen, you could use your candles. Draw the flame from the candle. Or utilize the candle as your spirit. Utilize a dagger as your fire. Utilize your incense as your air. Utilize the salt water as your water element, okay? Utilize herbs, dirt from sacred places if you so wish. If you're trying to communicate with those from the other side or other realms, graveyard dirt is perfect. So perhaps you're going to use graveyard dirt. So utilize those, but know the right words. It's deadly if you don't know the right words. So some now ask, do you have to be outside when you cast your circle? Darling, you can be anywhere to cast a circle. It doesn't actually have to be the physical ground. It could be here. It could be just movement. You never really know when you're going to cast your circle. Sometimes it's quick. Sometimes it's long. Ritual. Can you always have peace and quiet? Heavens no. I know that well. I live by a highway. But I do have my own paths, and I do have my own circle areas outside. Do I enjoy the nature? Heavens, yes. I wouldn't be an elemental if I didn't. But the question is, how far back can you hide? Well, I can go far back as I so dream, because I do have paths hidden within paths. When you cast your circle, it could be a physical or it could be a spiritual way of doing it. I'll show you both. Can't show you my spiritual way, but I can tell you how I do it. I can show you a physical way, I can show you an easy way, I can show you a long way. But I will do it the simple way. Why? Because sometimes you don't have all night. And if you can do the quick way, my loves, you can do the long way. The next step that you need to do before you actually get started is you need to ground yourself. Meditate, use grounding. Some say they go hand in hand. I prefer just grounding. We'll go outside. Maybe I'll take my shoes off. Depends on if it's cold or not. Breathe in that fresh air. Block out everything else around. Cars, people, kids, husband. Take a walk. Your backyard will do. It's no worries. But connect yourself. Whether you're doing something inside or outside, connect with it. Listen. Really listen. Past the noise. Listen. I can hear birds. I can actually hear grasshoppers. And something hidden in the woods moving. And all you have to do is listen. All right. So now let's jump to magical words. So what do you say and how do you know it's the right thing to say? Just one of few things. So one, you can call on the 4 directions: north, east, south, and west. Or some people like to call on the elements, and not just the 4 basic, but the 5. So earth, fire, wind, water, and spirit. Spirit is always usually designated in the center. So they still rotate clockwise as a quadrant, but the 5th stays in the center. Now, you can technically do it however you want. If you want to do it as a pentagram, know your directions then on which angle of a pentagram is what element. Or like I do, I use them in directions, but I don't always just call to elements. You can call to really anything you want. You can call to your deity. You can call to a spirit. And I mean spirit as in like how the Native Americans will utilize their spirit animal, okay? You can utilize the elements, obviously. You can use what they call the watchtowers. You can use the doorways. You can use, like me, the dragons. If you are connected to another form of creatures that there are multiples as guardians, utilize them, okay? You will hear me say that I call to the dragon guardians, or I do and have in the past when I first started used to say the watchtower. I started off basic by saying the watchtower because it was so much easier and it seemed to be everywhere I looked research-wise. Again, this is over 15, 16 years ago, okay? When I first started figuring out how protection works. Nowadays, because of my draconic side and my elemental side, I do call to the elemental dragons based on who they are, okay? Which, a few videos and lives down the road, you'll probably find out. If you haven't already watched my other videos and you hear me talk about them, because I like to talk about them. So yes, so you can be as easy with your words as you want. You can be as detailed as you want. So, biggest and easiest thing is I call to the watchtowers of the north. Simple, right? Some people want to go a little bit deeper. So I call to the element of air. I call on you, or I call to you, or I call thee. Or I call to the dragon guardian of the north, Grail. I call thee. Migrate to the east, okay? Or you could be extremely detailed. Now, I have this, I'm going to read it verbatim, only because it's not something I have ever utilized, but I thought it was very detailed, and I thought it was pretty simple for being detailed, so I'm going to read it to you. Bear with me, okay? Face the north. Hail to the guardians of the mighty earth who feed us. Our home and our mother welcome to the circle. Face the east. Hail to the guardians of the east. Blessed air who cools us. The breath of life in all, welcome to the circle. Face the south. Hail to the guardians of the south. Sacred flame that sparks life and our protection. And Father, welcome to our circle. Face the west. Hail to the guardians of the west. Waters of life where all are cleansed and reborn. Welcome to the circle. Then proceed with your ritual. So as you can see, it really doesn't matter how you want to say it, as long as you open all corners. Whether they're 4 or 5, that's up to you. Let's see. Another big thing you definitely have to remember is turning clockwise. You always want to start in the north. Now, before anyone jumps at me later on, I know that there's other directions that people have started. I know that a lot of darker witches like to start in the south. I know other witches that if they are using the 5 points, they will actually face the direction as if they are creating the pentagram, the pentacle, okay? However you want to do it, but know what you're doing, okay? The basic is the way I said it, from north to east to south to west, okay? If you have a compass on your phone, or if you actually have a compass, utilize it, find where north is. A lot of people say that the altar is always supposed to sit at the north. Funny thing about that is I have one altar that sits at the east, one altar that sits at my west, and then I have another altar that actually faces the west. I do not utilize the north. Now you think north is earth. Why would Crystal not utilize the north? Because I'm the north. That's how I utilize it. But everyone is different. You see that? It's how we work. It's how we turn. It's how we make things. So, while you're thinking, what would you say? Think about it. I call to the watchtowers of the north, or guardians of the watchtower of the north, I call to thee. Now, does it always have to be fancy? No, definitely not. You could say, watchtowers of the north, open. Watchtowers of the east, open. That's fine. I like the fancy words. I like the old words. So, we talked about grounding. We talked about why we have a circle, okay? We talked about preparing our words and making sure we know what we're saying and we know what direction we're rotating in. So here's another thing. If you're outside, a lot of people do like to use stones. Multiple stones all the way around them. Why? Because they like to utilize the earth that is already outside. Now, if you're inside, say, we're gonna go a little out there, guys. Let's say in an old barn, and you have chalk. Draw your circle with the chalk. If you are, say, in an old abandoned warehouse, and you have a lot of candles, form the candles in a circle and light them, but leave 4 gaps in each direction and 1 candle in each untouched, because you'll light those when you create your casting. Okay, there's so many different ways you can create a circle. You can utilize holy water, you can utilize blessed water, okay, and you can sprinkle it in the air. You can't actually see it, but it's there. So think of different ways that you want to, or you have utilized this before, because this question might be asked again. Me. That area was cleansed. Cleanse this space. My circle is drawn in chalk. water or blessed water. I will dip my fingers in and sprinkle it in a circle. I have a special blend of herbs to represent earth. I'm going to use incense, dragon's blood incense, as my air. I have my dagger as my fire, and I have my water, thunderstorm water, as my water element. I will take some of this earth and I will begin. Know that with every direction I will use their element and what I have for it. Or you can choose to use one. Because I am a fire, I will use my dagger to complete the circle. Dragon guardians of the north, I call to thee. Dragon guardians of the east, I call to thee. Dragon guardians of the south, I call to thee. Dragon guardians of the west, I call to thee. On this night, I cast this circle open. Protect my energy. Dragas. Protect what is within this circle from all that would do thy harm. As this circle stays open, no one or thing or entity can enter. By the North Dragon, the East Dragon, the South Dragon, and the West Dragon, together by Tiamat, the circle is now open. By this offering of the dragon's egg, created in your honor, Tiamat, guide us on this night. And by that, my beautiful lovelies, means that I am protected as long as I do not step out. However, say I need to step out. Say I need to pause. You can do that. And let me show you how. So, you take your dagger and imagine a tornado around you, and you have to cut through it. It'll stay open until you reclose it. So, I want to step out, so I will cut it. Now I'm gonna cut it between the north and the east. And I will say, as I slice through the vortex, the realm, the circle, by this dagger, I cut through the circle. The circle will remain open until I close it once more. No longer than needed, no less than lost. By this dagger, I cut it open. And in that, you can step straight out. Now, I know you all can't see me, but I'm gonna get close and personal just for a little bit, because it's fun. If I want to re-enter, I have to re-enter in the same exact spot I caught, same exact spot that I cut it. To go back, I then need to seal it. So let's see how that works, shall we? Now remember, everything we do here is the way I do it. You can do it any way you want. Say whatever you want, as long as you're doing it slightly the right way. I say slightly because a lot of people sit there to say, oh, he's not doing it right or she's not doing it right. But who says it's right? However, demonic presence demonic presence hate tradition. So you follow tradition, you follow the same way. Tends to wear them off. However, if you switch up, do it completely opposite, it gives them a way to find a loophole. Don't give them that loophole, ladies. Let's not. So, I shall go back to my circle and then we're gonna close it right after that. So with my dagger in hand, I will step back. It's already been cut. I will turn. Opposite direction as I cut it. I cut it from top to bottom. Now I'm gonna cut it from bottom to top as a seal. By this dagger, I shall reclose my circle. Protection will remain, and no one or thing can enter this circle. So let it be. Now, this would be the time that I would sit down in this creepy garage, which, by the way, is my neighbor's garage. Well, the abandoned garage. I would sit down, I'd work my spells, I'd work my magic, I'd do whatever I need to do within this circle. This is the ritual, ceremonial, long version, okay? I'm gonna go counterclockwise to close the circle. Repeating literally everything I say, but I'm thanking the dragons while closing the circle. So I'm gonna use the same thing I opened it with. So I use my dagger, I'll close it with my dagger. So, I will face the west. Dragon Guardians of the West, I thank thee and honor thee. Dragon Guardians of the South, I thank thee and honor thee. Dragon Guardians of the East, I thank thee and honor thee. Dragon Guardians of the North, I thank thee and honor thee. By west, south, east, and north, I close this circle and I send you back with my love, my devotion, and my respect. The circle is now closed. My spells are now complete. And the last part is you are now going to blow out your candles in the closing direction. Say north for last. So, okay, sorry, I look a mess. It's really hot out here. So, that is what I had, but it was in the dark, okay? Now, I'm gonna bring this closer. I'm gonna show you exactly what I had on my table in my layout. Okay, so, I have 2 pillar candles. One actually represents north, the other is for spirit. Then I had my dragon's blood. Let's see if I can turn it this way, make it a little bit easier for me. Okay. So I have my dragon's blood. This is my blessed water. This is thunderstorm water from last month with some salt. I blessed it before I came out today. This is my dagger. Let me show you, and I actually have it backwards in the spoon. This is actually my dagger. It's my ceremonial one. I only use it during ceremonies. Nothing else, nothing more. Then I have my incense, of course. Here's my herb mix. And my offering is that dragon egg I told you about. This is only for Tiamat. This is hers. This is a representation of rebirth. And this is an extra one. This is a lock inside. It's a charm. This was actually given to me. But that key in there opens the doorway. So some people like to have keys on there. Some think that that would help. So if you want to add a key, add a key. There's nothing wrong with that. So as you can see from the video that was just playing of the actual ritual ceremony that you would do to cast a circle, that's the longer version. Of course, you can always technically just stand in your circle where you're going to do everything that you need to do and walk counterclockwise, calling out the corners, calling out the guardians, calling out the watchtowers, however you want to resonate with what you want to say. That's still the equivalency of what I did tonight. But I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. I had fun doing it, and I thank you guys for allowing me to actually have some fun with this one. I enjoyed wearing one of my ritual attires. I enjoyed the night, and I enjoyed the spooky area that I got to do it in, which was my neighbor's garage, abandoned garage, thankfully. But I hope you all had fun with this video. I hope you guys got something from it. But always remember that with any direction, if you're using elements and things for the element, you can use anything that represents crystals, any type of incense to represent the elements, herbs. I mean, the sky's the limit, guys, okay? Just look into your elements. Know what you can and cannot use and what represents which element. It all works out in the end. You don't even have to use anything at all. Remember, energy shield, guys. It's the same thing as casting a circle. If you don't remember that video, go back and watch Gina's, okay? If you want to remember how to do grounding and meditation, go back to Megan and Marina's, all right? All those go hand in hand with how to cast a circle. Believe it, and it will happen. Manifestation is an amazing thing. Intention is 100 the limit. Now, I don't know if I said that right, but you all know what I meant. But I think this is where I'm gonna end it tonight, guys. It took many a days to do this. So, give me feedback. Know that there will be a small little assignment, but it's not anything bad. Promise. Just want your thoughts and your opinions and how you do things. So, some of the questions I asked throughout this video might be on that assignment. Until the next time, guys, blessed be.